I'm one of one. I'm the only one. Don't even waste your time trying to compete with me. You're so unique. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Raphael and I'm here to talk about my experience at Beyonce's Renaissance Tour concert. And honestly, I don't even know where to begin because it was just so much going on, so much happening, so much to look at. My emotions were all over the place. I left there a hot, sweaty mess and it was just a lot. But I think I'll start back to when my friend got tickets for us months ago because I live in LA, but I'm originally from New Jersey. My friend lives there, so I told her, what do you think? Should we go together? Should I fly out? What do you think? And I'm like, okay, let's do it. So fortunately enough too, the New Jersey date for the first show, that's the first day I went, it lands on the 1-year anniversary of when Beyonce dropped her iconic album, Renaissance. And I'm like, okay, this is perfect. Maybe she'll, give us something special. Maybe we'll see the visuals. How funny did I think that was gonna happen? But, regardless, we got the tickets, that was that. So, already I started thinking, what am I gonna wear? What am I gonna wear? I know everybody's gonna go all out. Beyonce's gonna go all out. This is gonna be like award season, right? So I just didn't have any idea. Obviously, I knew that the theme was gonna be silver, something sparkly. I wasn't sure. And honestly, just between me and you, I came up with my outfit maybe 4 or 5 weeks before my date, like a month ago. And, it was fine too, because I started putting pieces together. I put a vision board, I put, this is what I want. I want this, I want this. I know that I wanted this top to be part of the outfit because I always wanted to wear something like this. Let me show you a better look of it. Look at this. Ooh, and it's sparkly, bling, bling, bitches is mad. It was just so shiny and I loved it right away and I knew I had to wear, right? And I just felt like an expensive hoe too. Look at this. I feel so expensive right now, even at Beyonce's concert in her presence, because I know she noticed me, when she told the crowd, oh, you all look beautiful today. I know she was talking about me. But, then I got this, I got the matching, I had these matching gray pants. I'll put a picture of my whole outfit here. And, my shoes were white. I have my jewelry. I'm not sure if anybody remembers these. I used these for my Giselle Potomac reunion look a couple of months ago with the blue dress. These disco balls. Oh, I knew I had to have these too because obviously the whole disco theme, disco everything. So I knew that this was going to be a perfect match for it. And this, I wanted to top it off with this and then a little chain to my pants. And yeah, I really loved the whole look. I envisioned it, how it was going to look on me. And fortunately, it's just... how do I say this? Since we're talking about Beyonce, I could be honest. I just look damn good. I'm that boy. But so that was that with the outfit. Eventually time kept ticking. And then here we were in July. Right, July? Yeah, July. And I flew out and I got to see my family and all that. But before all of that, I was at the airport, right? Because I had a layover in Detroit. And it was a mess too because the airline, they kept canceling my flight every 5 seconds. Like, oh, you're going to take this, you're going to take that, you're going to take this. I'm like, okay, whatever. As long as I see Beyonce, you could put me on a taxi to New Jersey and I'll be okay. No, I wouldn't. But eventually I was in Detroit. At this point, it was, I believe, maybe... what time was it? Maybe it was 7 o'clock in the morning, right? And I'm already delusional. I'm already delusional by nature, but if I'm already tired, I'm sleepy, I start just kind of not hallucinating. Don't think I'm crazy either, but I just kind of start getting lightheaded. So I was there and guess who I see? So I'm looking over, I look over to my right, and I'm like, she looks so familiar. And I'm waiting for her to turn around one more time. So she turns around and I'm like, that's her. I recognize her eyes and her face, obviously. And I'll tell you why I recognize her in a second. And then she turns around and guess who it is? The one and only, the Flavor of Love Season 1 winner, Hoops, aka her real name is Nicole, but her nickname on the show was Hoops. And she's there and I'm like, it's Hoops. And it's so crazy because I was just watching Flavor of Love season. So Flavor of Love is my favorite reality TV show of all time. There's nothing that could ever top that. But that show, I was just watching it maybe 3 days prior to me seeing her in person. And then I just so happened to go check on her Instagram and Twitter to see what she's up to now and how she looks. And then here I am 3 days later, she's right in front of me. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like in a different lifetime, I was a witch. Because it's very creepy how I manifest, people that I'm thinking about. And then boom, you're in front of me 2 seconds later, like in Detroit. Like, it's just so random. Like, out of all people, all places, we're here together. Like, and this was an accident too. You know, I was never supposed to be in Detroit in the first place, I think. Or at least I was, but not at that specific time. So I tell her, I'm like, Nicole. And I'm calling her first name as if I know her. So she turns around and I'm like, Hoops. I'm like, Hoops, I'm a fan of you. I was just watching your show. So she comes on over. She was so sweet. She was with her sister. Her sister was nice too. And she sits down next to me. And I'm like, wow, you're really here. And you know, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. So I'm telling her, I'm like, Hoops, I was literally just watching your show 2-3 days ago, and you just had a birthday recently, right? So obviously I'm coming off as a stalker, and I promise you all, I do not stalk any of the reality TV stars or famous people that I meet. It's literally just by chance. That's it. So I'm like, it was your birthday like 3 days ago, right? And she was like, yeah, it was. And I was like, happy birthday. Ooh, I'm sweating like crazy right now with all this metal on me. And we started talking about that. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe this. You're so beautiful. She was beautiful on the show, what, like 2006? And what, 2023? And she's still just as gorgeous. She's so beautiful. And I'm like, I cannot believe this. Like, you're in front of me. Like, I'm such a big fan of the Flavor of Love show. Like, I can't believe this. And, you know, I wish I was in a better headspace to like have calmed down and have told her, you know what? Let's talk about Flav. Let's talk about New York. Let's talk about Hottie. You know, Hottie was a mess. And, you know, we discussed that. And she was asking me like, oh, are you going to Las Vegas? That's where she was going to. I'm like, no, I'm going to New Jersey to go see Beyoncé, as if she asked me. And I told her, yeah, I'm going to see Beyoncé. Are you? And she was like, no, I'm going to Las Vegas for something else. And I'm like, oh, okay. And what else? We discussed something else. And then I was like, oh, do you mind if we take a selfie? And she was like, yeah, of course. So we turn around and we take a picture, and I'll post it right here too. I'll put it up. And she was just so, so, so sweet. And I forgot what else we discussed. And eventually she had to go to her exit because, again, she wasn't going to New Jersey. So she just sat next to me. I sent the picture to my mom. I sent the picture to everybody. My mom doesn't even know what Flavor of Love is, but she was happy for me. But I was just really, really excited about that. So she left. I eventually made it to New Jersey. That was that. I met my family again, and not met, but I was with my family again. And that was so nice to see them after a couple of months. And, you know, honestly, you know, if I'll be honest with all of you, the last couple of months have been really, really extremely mentally hard for me and emotionally. So seeing them kind of like refresh me again, like, oh, okay, you know, keep going. Everything's going to be okay. Eventually I went to New York, you know, because New York is right around the corner. I went there, and I've said it before on my channel that I love New York City. It's the best city in the world to me. And I think we'll get to Beyonce soon, y'all. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, I'm trying to ease everybody into it because it's a lot. So I think that the reason why I truly love it is because I romanticize it. You know, I already romanticize my life on a daily basis just by myself, but I think New York amplifies that even more. I also saw two people there too that all of you might know. So I was sitting down because it was like 100 degrees. It was so damn hot. And I'm sitting down to take a break. I look over to my left, and who do I see? I see Charlemagne the God and Fat Joe, of all people, together. And I'm like, okay, this is an interesting combination. But they were there, and they were taking pictures with like 1 or 2 fans. That's not being shady. Literally 2 women. And Charlemagne, he saw me, and I don't know if he thought I was going to walk up to me, but to him, but I'm not a fan of him or Fat Joe, really. So I was just like, no, I'll sit down. I'll admire from far away. So that was that. Eventually, concert day came, and, you know, I was nervous. This was my first Beyonce concert ever. I was never really a concert person. I never really cared to go to anybody's concert until, you know, over the years, I'm like, okay, I need to get out more and do this. This is more my thing. Oh my God, I am sweating. Let me find out. I'm going to have to pause this video to go take a shower. Ew. But yeah, so then the concert came, and my friend, I went to my friend's place, and her sister was there. So we were going, it was me, my friend, her sister, my friend's boyfriend, and his family. So we were a big squad. Shout out to her sister too. She's a viewer of my channel, so I appreciate that. I'm still waiting to see when my friend becomes a viewer of my channel, but ooh. So we get to the place, the MetLife Stadium, right? So that's where she was having her show. And it was very, very easy to get in. Like, I thought we were gonna have to go through this whole procedure of, oh, you know, you have to do jumping jacks, you have to hold your breath underneath water, you have to eat like 10 roaches, something, but it was very, very simple. Like, they just kind of like scanned us. We went through a whole body detector thing, right? And that was it. It was fine. It was easy. I'm like, oh, okay. So then we got through that. We ate some food in this little section that was air conditioned. So that was good because the outside was blazing hot. It started storming out of nowhere, like raining really hard. And I'm like, uh-oh, what's happening here? But luckily it only lasted for like maybe, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. And then it disappeared. I'm like, okay, it doesn't really matter if it's raining or not. I'm still shaking ass tonight. So eventually we got the food and everything. The food was cute. The merch line was easy to get and everything. Everything was so smooth. Everything was fine, right? We got out there. We had good seats. At least that's what I thought. We had good seats. And I put a picture or a video of like where my view was. And I'm like, okay, as long as we got the rainbow, you know, the little rainbow stage and the circle, as long as we see all of that, I'm good. So we're sitting there. Okay, you know, Beyonce's gonna come out soon. We're sitting there. You know, give it some time. We're sitting there. It's 8 o'clock at this point, 8:30, so-and-so. Beyonce, you know, I mean, only 2 people could get away with this. Mariah Carey, my queen, and Beyonce, my other queen. Because she came out, I looked at the time, she came out, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, at 9:07 or 9:10. Maybe 9:30, right? And you know, the screen changed into a bunch of clouds. Next thing you know, the floor starts coming up and I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I'm over here like, my nipples are hard. I'm about to throw up. Like, it's just the chicken tenders that I just had, they were about to come out of my throat. It was just too much, right? And then she comes out and I am telling you, I don't even know. You know, it's one thing looking at all the videos and the live footage of the concert, right? And seeing her like, okay, obviously it's Beyonce. She's going to give it her all. It's a whole different thing just seeing her in person. Like you feel honored. I know that's a very extreme word, but you feel honored to be in her presence. Like it's really Beyonce. Like she's breathing my oxygen. Yeah, Beyonce, you're breathing my oxygen, not the other way around. And she comes out in this beautiful white and black dress and she's just smiling at everybody. And she's just so, so beautiful. Ooh, I'm about to cry. Like, I just felt so emotional. And again, you know, I went to Mariah Carey's concert for the first time a couple of weeks ago. And I cried like 3, 4, 5 times. And because I'm a big fan of Mariah Carey. And I felt like the same way with Beyonce. Like, here we go. She's right here in front of me. It's about to be an experience. And she was like, hi, everybody. And just hearing her voice, her accent, just everything in person throughout the whole entire stadium. It's just a moment you can't replicate that, you know, for a second time. Like that was my first time ever witnessing her speak like that in person. And it was just crazy, right? So she comes out and her first song that she performs is Dangerously in Love. And that's one of my favorite songs of all time by Beyonce. And it's also very special to me because it's very nostalgic because, you know, back in the day when I wanted to go out or stay out late and my parents would say, no, you have a curfew, etc., you know, I would throw a tantrum, I would cry or throw whatever, and then go into my room and then I would play on my boombox that I had. And this is when LimeWire was popular. I would burn CDs. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't be admitting that. Allegedly, somebody else, not me, was burning CDs on LimeWire or whatever. And Dangerously in Love, I had it on the little album. What is it called? The cassette? The round thingy. What is it called? The album, whatever. Regardless, I put it in the boombox and I would play it and I would just cry to the song because it was just so beautiful and it was just very nostalgic, right? So she performed that. I was singing my throat out. I was just like, dangerously. Like you would have thought that I was like a backup dancer. Like it was just such a beautiful way to start off the song, to start off the whole experience, right? So she went into Flaws and All, 1+1, and all that. That was also beautiful. But again, to me, my weakness was Dangerously in Love. So then I believe she disappeared, and that was that. You know, she gave us time to recover. I'm like, okay, you know, give me a second. You know, Beyonce's right there. And that's the crazy part, too, that I can say about this whole experience is that everything just happened. It happened in real time, and you barely had any time to like really take it all in because then boom, Beyonce's moving on to the next song and you had no time to recover emotionally. At least for me, I know it sounds very dramatic, but to me it was a very emotional experience. You know, it's just Beyonce and you know, I just feel like, well, we'll get to that in a second. So that was that. Eventually she performed, It's not the diamonds. Ooh, it's not the pearls. Yes, it is. I'm that girl. She performed that, and then she went into the, you know, her whole choreography and everything, and that was amazing. That was beautiful to see. Beyonce, again, in the outfit that she came off for that, what was she wearing specifically? No, it was the cozy outfit. We'll get to that, but you know, she came out with that. She performed really, really amazingly to that song. Just beautiful. I love my favorite part of the whole song, which I thought she was gonna skip for a second because she stopped right before she said it, and then she went into her dance break, and then she said, "You see it. You see it when you look to me." Oh, that was one of my favorite parts of the whole song. I don't know why. It's just, it sounds so nice the way she says it. So that was that. And then she brings out the two mechanical, you know, robots. The You know, and you know, that's one of my biggest regrets, that I never made a TikTok doing the dance, because Beyonce, you're the one person that I could learn choreography to. I learned her whole entire cozy choreography to the robots, and I was gonna do it to the filter on TikTok, and I never got a chance to do it. So that's one of my biggest regrets. So, you know, fuck it, I'll do it now. And then she does this, head back, head back, head back. And what does she do after? Oh, and then she does a dun 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 dun. Anyway, that was a whole thing I should have done, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but at least now you get a little preview of what could have been. So I had fun with Cozy. That was amazing. That was such a fun time. Again, my whole row, my friend, her sister, the whole family, we were all just dancing and everything. Like, it was what, like the 4th or 5th song? And all of this, drenched. Like, I felt like a big bucket of wet metal. But it was worth it though, because I'm like, you know what? I got my pictures, I got my little, you know, gifs, my boomerangs and everything. I'm good. I can just go crazy now. And oh, shout out to everybody too, by the way, that was there. Everybody looked beautiful in their outfits. Everybody, we all look like giant disco balls, just walking around sparkly and shiny and shit. You know, you were trying to compliment somebody like, oh, hey, how are you? But then, you know, they were blinding you, you were blinding them. And shout out to everybody who showed me love in person, on my Instagram post, my YouTube post for the picture, on TikTok, Twitter. I really appreciate all the sweet love. Thank you so much for that. And Beyonce, speaking of outfits, the cozy outfit, she had on this metallic like suit, bodysuit, right? But the boobs were kind of like out. It was kind of like a cone, but they were also bedazzled. That was my favorite look, especially when she came out with the pink sweater. I mean, the pink fur coat. She came out. What was she performing? She was performing I'm That Girl, and she just looked so good with the glasses that she had on. It's just, and one thing about Beyonce also, I know I'm all over the place, but Beyonce, it's Beyonce, so she has me all over the place. The microphone was on. Like, to me, I don't know how she does it, honestly. Like, the choreography, the outfit changes, like all of that, and still interacting with everybody and still being able to sound amazing and perfect, if not better than what she does on the album in person. Like, I just don't understand how she does it. That is talent. Like, Beyonce, you know, one thing I will say is that people, and I know this may sound extreme, but I just feel like we really, really, really need to appreciate Beyonce for who she is. I don't know how people do not like the woman. Like, you know, you're just a hater if you don't like the woman. Like, you know, even if you squint your eyes a bit and you're saying, she's overrated, I just don't get how people could fix their mouth to say that, because she proves it every single time in person and her performances. I just don't see what people do not see in her. But, you know, amazing. And, you know, I can see why, you know, years ago she said, bow down, bitches, bow down, bitches. I see why she said that in the song. You all should bow down to her. But regardless, that was that. Alien Superstar, amazing. Every song off the album that she performed in person was amazing. She gave us some throwbacks as well. And then, of course, she remixed it with Sweet Dreams. Obviously, I saw some of the clips that she doesn't really go into the Sweet Dreams lyrics. She just has the beat in the background while she says the Alien Superstar lyrics. So I knew I wasn't stupid. I wasn't going to get disappointed, but I still had some hope that she was going to perform, you know, Sweet Dreams. You know, that was one of my favorites too when it came out, but she did amazing with that. And then, let's talk about the energy, because Beyonce, I am so sorry. I mean, I did my part, but you know, Energy is the song where she says, look around, everybody on mute, and then you're supposed to shut the fuck up. I mean, stay quiet for like at least 10 seconds, and nobody has really managed to do that. So then it was our turn, and did we accomplish it? No, at least I thought we did, but then I saw the footage after the show of our show, and I don't think we stayed quiet. At least I did. I did my part, and so did the people I came with, and our section was good, but as an overall, I don't think so. But you know, we tried. I guess I'm sorry, Beyonce. I apologize for everybody else, but that was that. And you know, we also had not intermissions, but we had like maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute break between a couple of songs, I believe, because there was periods where Beyonce disappeared, and then we kind of saw the screen and everything. We started off the show with like a pair of legs, and then they were slowly turning around, and then we see a giant hole in between the legs, and I'm like, oh my, like, you know, should I be watching this? Like, you know, like, I don't know. And then eventually we get imported into the hole, and I'm like, oh no, like, are we going inside her, you know, her woo-ha? Like, I don't know, you know, Jay-Z might be around looking at us. He's probably judging us and everything, but I'm like, you know what? Whatever. If she gives us permission, then I'm jumping in. So we go through the hole and everything, and you know, everything with the screen was just beautiful. Everything was nice. And again, like I said, it was a lot to take in, because as Beyonce is getting off the stage, you're trying to recover from her, from her singing and performing and beautiful outfits and everything, and the dancers too. Shout out to the dancers. They were so amazing. You're trying to recover from that, but then at the same time, then the screen comes up and it's just like a million things going on, and you're trying to look at like, okay, maybe she's dropping the visual, maybe she's dropping the visual, something's going on here, maybe there's a hint or something, but it's just all happening way too fast. At the same time, you're sweating, you're emotional, you're about to throw up. Again, it's just the whole experience. Like, it's really a roller coaster. You really have to kind of just, you know, hold on, because she's going to take you on a ride. And so that was that. And then I believe house music was also playing throughout some of the, you know, breaks and everything. That was fun too, because we still got to dance. You know, I love house music, so that was amazing. And then I didn't know that there was a group that came out during one of the breaks. It was 4 women, I believe, and for a second, I thought that they were the group Electric Red. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with that. They're a group from years ago. You know, they have this really good song that I knew. So good, ooh, ooh, so good. And I thought that was Electric Red who came out, but I'm not really sure who they were, but shout out to them, because they looked amazing, they looked beautiful, and they sounded great too. So after that, Beyonce came back out. She continued performing more and more. Again, amazing, right? She performed Break My Soul, you know, the Erykah Badu version. This was before she, came out and started being a hater like 2 days ago. But, you know, she mentioned her name at the time. So that was that. And then she did My Power, right? So I'm thinking, okay, is Blue Ivy gonna come out? Because that's the song that she comes out to. Eventually we see Blue Ivy coming out, and I'm like, oh, there she is. She looks so, so, so cute and so adorable, so amazing. And you know, it's so surreal because, you know, it feels like just yesterday, Beyonce announced her pregnancy and everything on the award show when she dropped the mic and opened up her, I'm about to say open up her stomach. Open up her jacket, and boom, she was rubbing it. And then now here we are, witnessing her perform with her own daughter. Like, it's just so crazy how time goes. Blue Ivy did amazing. Eventually Beyonce disappeared, so it was just Blue. She was performing with the other dancers and they all did amazing. And just shout out to Blue Ivy. Like, she really, really, really did well. And eventually, as she's walking out, Beyonce, I believe she came out and she started performing the Savage remix, right? And what was so funny is that Blue Ivy, as she was walking out, Beyonce, she was saying the lyrics, and she was about to say, she was on the part where she says, on that demon time, I might start an OnlyFans. And Blue Ivy, she was rapping along to her mother, and eventually one of the dancers kind of tapped her on the shoulder, was like, let's go. I'm like, Blue Ivy. But it was a cute moment, and Beyonce censored herself for that section as well. And again, just the overall experience was very, very beautiful, very, very fun. And, I started kind of getting that, kind of like that sadness towards the end, because I knew she listed off every single song one by one. We started going through all of them. We performed, we had fun, we were dancing, ass shaking and everything. Unfortunately, I didn't find anybody's father or grandfather to dance with or anything, but Eventually, I'll find my husband in the future, but I guess not at a Beyoncé concert. Maybe the next one. Who knows? Act 2, Act 3, who knows? But regardless, we had such an amazing time, and it was dwindling down to the end. I'm like, no, not the end already. You know, maybe, you know, so we all personally thought that she was going to drop a surprise on us or something, since it was the 1-year anniversary of Renaissance. But the most she did was, you know, it's been a year of Renaissance. Thank you. And I'm like, that's it? I'm like, whatever. But, you know, it's Beyonce. She's not going to be predictable at all. Obviously, she expected us to think like that, but she's going to do the complete opposite. And that's something I appreciate from her, because she keeps us on our toes for a whole year, but she keeps us there nonetheless. And then we see her come out in the clamshell, right? She's laying down, and she has on the brown bodysuit with the black hands all over it. And I'm like, okay, we're getting there. We're getting there, right? Next thing you know, let me do this correctly. Hold on. Next thing you know, we hear, you know, the beat in the background of the first couple of seconds of Heated. That's my favorite song off the album. And I'm like, okay, here we go, you know, because I know that everybody's about to go off. Everybody's about to go crazy. You know, I'm over here, you know, working out and everything. I'm like, okay, I need to stretch before I pull a muscle. I'm drinking my water and everything, you know, minding my biz. And I'm like, okay, here we go. We're about to put on a show all together. She comes out, and just amazing how everybody just kind of just went up for the song. I wonder what it is about that song that everybody loves. I mean, it's my favorite song, but I wonder what, there must have been something, like some extra ingredient or whatever that she put into that song to make everybody fall in love with it. Like, you know, the thing that the professor Utonium made the Powerpuff Girls with, the chemical X? I'm pretty sure that Beyonce used some of that in this song, because, oh my goodness, you know, she said, heat it, heat it, heat it, heat it, heat it. She said, Uncle Johnny made my dress that cheap spandex. She looks a mess. I wonder who she was talking about, though. You know, because I know that that's probably a subliminal to somebody. Who knows? But regardless, that was amazing. That was beautiful. I was so sad when she finished the song. I really wanted her to continue going. I'm like, please go again. Just, you know, give us a Heated part 2. Like, make up lyrics on the spot. Like, it doesn't matter. But she was really into it. And that's another beauty of Beyonce that I'm so fascinated with, is that when we see her, right, you know, walking around or paparazzi catches her, she's just all poised and everything, like, oh, yeah, you know, hey, yeah, I'm going over here with, you know, my man Jay-Z, my daughters, my family and everything, Julius, you know, he's right there. And then she gets on stage, and I get it that it's her alter ego, Sasha Fierce, but it's just, she's a whole different person. And it's just so fascinating to see, because, you know, she's cursing and everything. She's making a face expression. She's just very interactive this time around. And she was reading everybody's, you know, not logos, but their signs and stuff. She was just interacting with everybody. And like I said, she interacted with me. She said I was beautiful, even though she was talking to everybody else, but still. But again, she seemed like she had such a great time. And I do wonder, after the concerts, do she ever, like, as she's going back home to the hotel or whatever, in the Sprinter van, does she ever sit back and tell Jay-Z, like, oh my God, I so did that. Like, I'm such that bitch. Like, I wonder, like, what does she think? Like, what does she feel about everything going on? Does she kind of just perform, get off stage, and doesn't think anything of it? Like, I just wish that we could know more about, like, the emotional side and how she feels about everything. But I probably eventually, you know, when she makes a documentary out of all of this, because everything was being recorded. So I'm pretty sure there's something else on the horizon with Beyonce. But it was really, really beautiful. Am I forgetting anything else? I think that was it. You know, again, besides her performing every single song, she didn't perform Thick, but, you know, like she said, justice for Thick. So that was that. Again, we had a great time. Everything was amazing. Everything was beautiful. I'm just sad that it's over now. And, you know, again, it was a really beautiful experience, really beautiful memory. If you are going to one of her shows in the future or nearby future, I say prepare yourself and, you know, just really live in the moment, because it happens so fast and you're gonna be sad after. And then after we left, the traffic to get out, it wasn't that difficult either. It was pretty simple. Like, we just had to wait a little bit, and that was that. And then I flew back to LA, and now here I am It's okay, you know, I'll cherish the memories, but that was that. Oh, and then, you know, they finished it off with her being on the horse, being, you know, flying over everybody like SpongeBob. That was cute. And that's how I knew. I'm like, okay, it's over. Like, this is where it ends. I guess she's not giving us the music videos. But that was that, y'all. I think that was it. I think that was it. If I'm missing anything, it's probably because it's Beyonce and it's a lot. And, you know, the whole thing was just a lot. But it was a beautiful time, beautiful dancers, beautiful outfits, beautiful everything. And she just gave her all. And I really, really appreciate that. So shout out to you, Beyonce. Thank you so much for this experience. I don't know. It's just... I don't want to sound dramatic again, but it it almost feels like life-changing in a way. Because again, for me, I've never experienced her in person. So to me, I'll always cherish this night. It was a beautiful night, but yeah, let me go. Uncle Johnny made my dress that cheap spandex. I don't look a mess, but let me know what you all thought about this. Well, actually, let me know if you are going to her concert or if you have gone to her concert. What do you think about the videos and stuff? Like, what is your favorite song off the album? Let me know what you thought about everything down in the comments. Bye, everybody. Mwah.